And here we always start with this budget deficit. No, we don't always actually. This is a relatively new slide. Budget deficit or surplus percentage of nominal GDP. You'll see that this deficit has been running fairly consistently, except for that magnificent period in the 1980s where
1990s, 90s.
1990s, where Newt Gingrich and Bill Clinton agreed on a budget. Must have been the first time in 20 years that we had, more than 20 years, maybe 30 years, that we had the Democrats and the Republicans come together. And after that, it's been downhill all the way into deficit country, of course, exacerbated by the terrible response that we had, or the terrible government response we had to the epidemic, which was really, we've decided after the fact, was unnecessary. Although given at the time, there was, little knowledge about what really was going on.
And I would say, Larry, as I listen to, all of these pundits and also the phenomenal leadership in the cabinet right now, talking about what's going on with our economy and what the plan is. This is the chart. This is the focus. This is what Scott Bessent, this is what, just go down the list. They're all focused on the 7% deficit, needing to get it back to 3%. And she puts a little X there, so almost impossible to see, at 3%, and says,
my cursor's at that point now.
This is what we need to get back to, and this is what DOGE is doing. This is what the entire administration is focused on, is getting this back to 3%.
Let's explain the reason why 3 is such a magic number. Because at the 3% deficit mark, you can actually have a growth that offsets that deficit, so that over the long term, you're not going to worsen that deficit, and you're not going to run into a bankruptcy kind of situation. And of course, what happens is that if you worsen the deficit from year to year, what happens is that you get into a spiral that you can't get out of. And we're in the midst of that spiral. We're at the beginning, or even beyond the beginning of that spiral, because we've been below this mark now for well over 3 years.
Right.
And before that, we were below it for a couple of years. And so this spiral, and it's not getting better right now, so that if we continue in this path, we will actually be in an Argentina-like situation. So this is the magic number at which we believe the country can continue, and as long as we have innovation and growth, we can overcome. So that's why this tremendous focus on that mark. And you're right, absolutely right. That is the principal focus of the Trump administration at this point. And for all my disagreements with some of the policies of the Trump administration, this is the one that I'm fully aligned with them on.
If you happen to be a big fan of the Cybertruck, you might also be interested in this super fun Cybertruck refrigerator magnet and bottle opener. It is made out of super thick stainless steel, just like the Cybertruck, and it has this giant magnet on the back, so it's going to hold a lot of stuff on your refrigerator. It's an amazing gift, and it comes in that great gift box that you saw before, that uses a magnet opener, just almost like an Apple box, like when you get Apple products. You can buy it on Amazon for $29.95, or you can buy it direct from me by sending $25 to paypal.me/Randy Kirk, all in lowercase letters. Please indicate whether you want the stainless steel look, or maybe you'd like to have this very clever camo version. And then if you're not in the US, please add $20 for freight. If you'd like more than one, Please check the information below to get pricing, as well as all that information I just told you will be repeated in the information below. So once again, think about joining the channel, getting the up-to-date Tesla news every single day. I think you'll be glad you did.